before we take it offline, we can totally do that.
We probably just showed up with the last week's episode title.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might be online. I don't know. Check your phones.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I just got notifications.
Oh wait, actually, how does it say 44? That is the right number.
Is it?
Oh, maybe it's because I started to go live on the site and
perhaps.
and then did not. Oh, I didn't give myself a fun virtual background. I can do that live while everyone's watching. Let's see.
I can also do mine while everyone's watching.
Wow, did we live stream 43? I don't even remember that. Well, where's the...
I don't have any fun ones because this is a new computer. Who does?
Well, wait.
So I'm just gonna get
This is actually 45 because where's the Ask Movie Fiends Anything episode?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
It never posted on here.
I'm going to hit record.
Let me see something.
Okay. We did Ask Movie Fiends Anything offline. Wait, no.
Yeah, but it's not showing up on our site.
Yeah, I don't think we streamed that one, did we? Were we having some kind of
No, we
streaming
didn't
issues?
stream it, but it's not on BMFcast.com is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I know our RSS got borked at some point because it's been doing weird shit.
It did?
Well, we can
heard
bother
it.
Chuck with that later. That's a later thing.
Actually, it's not even weird. Oh, no, it was. Okay, never mind. It was at the end of the Good Cloaks. But I don't remember streaming. No, we did stream it because we had live questions. That's right. Okay.
What is happening?
Didn't we do an episode that we didn't stream? I just don't even remember anymore now.
Maybe that was Good Cloaks.
Time has no meaning. No, because we had live questions that came in the chat that I
want
asked.
you to know this is beyond inside baseball because I'm on the team and I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So I'm just throwing that out there for the rest of the world.
You were there for some of those episodes.
I don't know what your cloaks. What is you talking about?
Good Cloaks was the episode title for one of them because I was talking about my Ren Fair experience. That was pre.
Yeah, I thought that was a different episode from the one where we answered all the questions.
Okay.
So did I. Let's see.
I don't know what's going on.
Then we canceled for a couple weeks because life.
Yeah.
Shit, I should have asked some questions before we went live. Oh well.
What kind of questions?
Judgment questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you mute the live stream?
I guess I also should probably make sure we actually have are there chatters or anything? Because I didn't pull that up.
No, I don't
Nobody
see
yet.
it right now.
Well, probably they weren't ready because we've been so wherever.
Sporadic. Yeah.
Wait, I'm super echoey.
Hopefully not sporadic.
That sucks.
Well, I had a YouTube chat window. I don't know where it went. Inside OBS. It gone. Oh, shit. How about that? Oh.
Clangity clang.
Sorry, just moving the snowball around. But it's not. I forgot this one doesn't have the switch. It's basically just on or off.
Switch.
What a switch.
Well, the good thing about this is now I can go sign into YouTube as myself when I want to chat and not have to be BMFcast since I don't have to do that. Be logged in as the BMFcast.
Yeah. That's good news.
Yeah. Switch accounts. That's what I want to do.
What?
Goodbye.
What?
Oh, shit.
Well, what'd you break?
I knocked over the old microphone stand. This is Jen's motorized desk that I'm having too much fun messing with.
That's cool.
There we go. I'll just be at the bottom of the screen here, as if I'm like this little guy, this little fella. So anyway, have you figured out what you are going to ask? And if you can mute the stream to ask it?
I could. Yeah, I mean, I could. I was just going to make sure that like the audio actually goes. Oh yeah. So that was funny how I killed that seal.
I mean,
I mean, at least it was
classic.
a full-grown one. I mean, Anyway, yeah. So. Yeah.
All right. I have Audacity up. And
is there no State of the Union going on tonight? I'm gonna make sure.
That was last night.
Yeah, okay. It's usually on Tuesdays.
Maybe they would do a State of the Union 2 or something.
Electric Wednesday 2 Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Water. Love me some water.
You can have State of the Odin on Wednesdays.
I get it. Okay, I have posted in the Discord. We also could post on the tweeters.
I can do that.
Is that a box of Kleenexes behind you?
What?
The thing behind your head. I can't read the letters. Oh, Jacksonville Film Festival. Okay, I don't know why that looked like a box of Kleenexes.
It does look exactly like a box of tissues.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
It looks good in the
tissues for your issues.
Zoom has cropped it a little bit,
sure,
which is good, but also it's like now instead of being like the long, elegant, not tissue box shape, it's exactly a tissue box shape.
Sure.
Let's see. TweetDeck. That's where I usually go for the Twitters.
TweetDeck.
Tweedly deedly deck.
So I got a new phone.
Who does?
Cool.
I did. And it disappeared. This thing is like twice as heavy as my old iPhone, despite being basically the same size. It's really weird.
Made out of more metal and less glass?
Apparently it's made out of cameras. I don't know.
I don't want to get rid of my one camera phone. I feel privileged to not have to carry around an old 1950s TV camera.
Well, having an actual zoom is kind of nice as opposed to a digital zoom, but
yeah, but it's also only 2. I find the wide angle much more useful, which is why I think they did away with the zoom and put the wide angle on the cheap phone. I'm pretty sure it's how it rolls. I'm pretty sure they were like, the zoom is actually bullshit, so wide angle's pretty useful.
It's not the penultimate, it's the final live stream? Or final
variety hour?
Yeah.
It's just the season finale. Let's be realistic here.
Let's be realistic, yeah. I'm actually still trying to get signed into fucking YouTube on here. Because, Google.
I don't know what Jen leaves running on this Mac, but it just loves to crank up the fan while I'm doing this stuff. And I'll go over to hers, and it'll be like Chrome and like 50 different programs are running at the same time. And Chrome is just like, hey, how much memory you got in here? And then you're like, oh, well, it's like 64 gigs. And it's like, I want 67 gigs. And I'm going to take all 64. And then I'm going to wait until you bring me the rest. Because Chrome on a Mac is just like evil. It is one of the most evil programs. But she refuses to use anything but Chrome. Because, of course, why should that change, right?
Right. So I was considering switching to Opera.
Yeah.
For a little bit, just to try it out. It seemed like...
I'll do it when the fat lady sings.
That what was on the Wii? It was an Opera browser, I believe.
Oh, I have no idea. But it seemed like it has a bunch of interesting customization options, but something stopped me from it, and I think it was like...
It was crypto shit.
Was it Opera NFTs or something? I was like, nope, never mind.
Yeah.
Even though using a browser doesn't actually... Opera NFTs.
Oops, sorry. Got some double vision. I was trying to pause it. I finally got logged in.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
I was like, even though using a browser doesn't really support that, I don't want anything to do with anything NFT if I can avoid it.
That's how you know you're living a good life, my friend.
Maybe we'll get the crypto bros to show up and artificially inflate our numbers while they're insulting us.
Sure, why not? Do we have a post?
I have posted it on the Twitters. Just now.
There it is. 8 seconds ago. How about that?
Yeah.
So, before we kick off proper, I've watched and played. I mean, I know we're not really generally talking about games on this one, but I have watched a lot of things since we last recorded. So I'm kind of just saying, reel me in whenever you want. I mean, or I can just rattle off all the things I've watched, and you can say what may be interesting to you, or I can tell you what I might have an opinion on.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm just here to facilitate conversation and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Because I have watched like garbage reality TV, and that's it.
Yeah, I've watched a lot, like a lot, a lot.
I've probably watched like 300 hours of YouTube since we last convened, but
I've watched a lot of YouTube myself.
Nothing notable on television. I might briefly talk about Hospital in relation to regular television.
If you want to.
Yeah.
That's totally up to you.
I mean, I'm not like trying to hide the fact that I was there, except for maybe it would help me plausible deniability when the insurance bill comes due. But
yeah, but that would require insurance companies like doing the tiniest amount of research. I mean,
they will if it means that you pay them.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, I mean, I had to have an argument with somebody that Puerto Vallarta is in Mexico, and Mexico is in fact not part of the United States because they kept hearing Porto and just heard Puerto Rico. And I was like, that just means port, like Portland. And yeah.
You just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Portland Spanish.
For land of
Wait a
port.
minute. So you were in Portland, Mexico, and somebody was
Yeah.
arguing with you about.
No, I'm just saying that like Puerto is a generic word, and does not have the rich port does not have anything to do with the Vallarta port, which I don't know what does Vallarta mean. I don't know. Probably something to do with life because anyway, it's probably like the good life, port of good life.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's not part of Puerto Rico. Mexico is not
Wait.
and has not ever been part of the United States.
So then where is Portland?
That's in Oregon. And that is in the United States.
I think Vallarta is just a proper noun, like a name
Oh, okay.
instead of being a
meaning.
regular noun.
Okay. A port of a person named Vallarta? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Vallarta's port.
I wish I had a port. Wait, I do.
Got multiple ones, actually.
Yeah. I have a port. And
Open a
exhaust.
socket
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Chloe, open a socket. So,
Yeah. Mine's much more like Cleveland than it is like Portland, though.
All right. Do y'all want to go ahead and light this candle?
Oh, sure.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little strange that nobody's shown up. Did we alienate everybody? Did they just
Yeah,
be
we
like,
just
oh,
haven't
they're
been
not
around for a
live
while.
streaming anymore, so fuck them. And also, I guess we are a little early. Don't we usually come on around 9? Or
Yeah,
Yeah,
but-
usually it's like 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
Fine.
We can wait.
That's okay.
We're going to sit here and wait till people show
Yeah.
up before we,
I will wait
before
until
we do
they're.
any podcast.
I can't record.
Then you'll
unless-
finish without me. I'll just be like, all right, I'm out.
Wait,
See ya.
this is so terrible. Like it is now been just long enough that like who is always the first person that comments in our live streams. Like
Bill's here.
Bill,
Bill.
thank you. Oh my god,
Bill.
fuck me. I'm serious. Like this is my brain is broken. Like I've completely fallen off the wagon, or we're on the wagon, or circle the wagons in space. What a moment to. I need to blow my nose before we start this.
I'm looking forward to next week.
Me too.
It's been too long. When was
Live
the last
stream
time?
spoiler. We're gonna be back in the studio soon. Boom. The last time was what?
Might have been before Thanksgiving? Honestly, I'm
No.
not sure.
Was it? I thought we were. Fuck, I don't know, man. Maybe people have written us off wholesale just because, like, we haven't live streamed in a while. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing about YouTube, man. Like, especially with the algorithm. Like, if you're not posting 4 times a week, it's like, what are you?
Yeah. If people ring the bell, though.
It looks like December 15th was when we did Point Blank,
Yep.
of all things. That hot banger, Point Blank,
P blank.
and not the Lee Martin.
Billy Martin?
Yes.
Fucking shit. Why is everything falling on me? The studio is kind of a hazard right now.
Oh, no.
Well, I just mean
Better,
like it's all sort of completely in flux, so everything's just kind
Gotcha.
of precariously everywhere.
Well, Toski's here.
Yay!
Now we can
someone's
start.
Hey, it's Tom. What's up, buddy? Man, December 17th. So a full 2.5 months. And all we've done is, what, 3 episodes, maybe? I think we did When
Yeah.
No Quarters. It's terrible, man. Just terrible.
Hey, at least we ripped off the no quarters in there.
Yeah, we did get one in. Was it the Foties? I think it was.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll be happy to have Chuck back. I've not had a conversation with Chuck since December 15th.
Right. Yeah, it's well, it's been like strange. Like you think that the holidays are busy and then the new year starts and
We've had a lot of shit
shit,
happen. Like,
shit
I
goes
mean, there's
sideways.
just
Yeah.
there's no way around it. We've had a lot happen in the past 3 months.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, we appreciate any time you can spend here, buddy. So, Harlow, have
Yeah.
you and Chuck been doing just remote recordings for Extra, or have you
Yes.
ever gotten together in the studio?
We have not yet. I thought we were going to this weekend, and I think we would have, like, for safety's sake. It's just logistics. Otherwise, didn't happen. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I believe the plan is for us to do it in person Extra this weekend. Try to get the studio to some semblance of rights.
Acceptable say.
Yeah.
So you've got new cameras, right?
Uh-huh. I have everything but 3 more of the tripods. I have the one tripod, or it's not even a tripod, it's just a stand, but I need to get 3 more because I like it. So I just kind of want to try one. So
Okay.
this one offers us a lot of flexibility because, like, I'm working off of it with 2 of its segments, but it's got a 3rd segment. I could go even higher. And the 3rd segment is a gooseneck, and they can...
Yeah, but look down on you.
Yeah, so you could
Oh, nice.
but
Yeah,
you,
Oompa
you
Loompa.
but you can they're universal size, so I could actually do multiple goosenecks, so we could have a true overhead camera if we wanted to do like tabletop shit. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, we could probably put like 3 of the goosenecks together and have a camera way up. So
Right on.
yeah.
That's cool.
Send a link in the super secret
Okay.
Bad Movie Fiends only
Yeah.
chitty chat so that we can see which one you bought and Google it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fairly low footprint and flexible as far as...
Nice.
I'm
Did you
excited.
do any light or background tests at all, or is that still up in the air?
Not yet. I mean, honestly, like, when I'm not wearing a hat, I feel like the lighting with this camera is pretty fucking solid. I mean, I could use a little underfill, I think, but
Mm.
yeah. But
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that camera looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that camera looks better to me than my camera does to me. So, and my camera is usually the good one. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Or
Okay, let's do a thing. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
Hey.
BMFcast.
BMFcast Variety
Hour. Yeah, sorry. I had to tack that on to the end. Don't
Yep.
get too excited. We're still remote for hopefully one more episode. Hopefully,
Yep.
maybe this is the last episode.
This one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying
One
this
more
this
episode which you're listening
this
to.
episode is hopefully the last one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
Yep, we're still sans Chuck for now. But we're gonna talk
Chocolates.
about some stuff and
Yeah.
try to fill some time. And we've had an interesting new year, to say the
We
least.
have, since we last gathered,
Oh God.
let's world news, everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
But also did I talk about having COVID over Christmas on one of our episodes?
I don't
I
think
had
so.
COVID over Christmas.
I think you mentioned it.
Yeah. It sucked. It
Yeah,
was not
hinted at
good.
Yeah.
Also, unrelated to that, I've been in the hospital. I'm fine. Thank you for asking out there, because I can hear your screams of terror. I thought I was about to die of immediate heart death, but it turns out I wasn't, and got checked out. Everything's okay.
Did they find one?
Yeah, surprisingly they did, and it's in remarkably good condition for how badly I treat my body.
Good job, Tin Man.
It's good.
Yeah, I only had to douse a witch in water and sing a few horrible songs, but yeah.
Who among us has not?
Yeah, right.
And you got like some like severe reaction from the silver paint, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
That's actually
that was the
what
worst part.
prompted me to go into the hospital. Yeah. No, everything's fine. What else has gone wrong in the world, or in our worlds? We can't have Chuck with us right now. That's one thing. He had some stuff that precludes him from being here, and
He's a busy man.
he is, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's all good stuff.
The dust is perhaps settling.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully he's back to a normal life. And me, I just work a lot. And then I get home and I don't work and I don't do anything else. Which means I don't have anything to talk about. However, you guys have stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am not working a lot. In fact, at all. So
one could say not at all.
Yeah, one could say nearly not at all. So I've watched lots of things. So, I mean, I'm not trying to like jump in other than like maybe I'll vomit out some of my content and then take a break and let BJ interject with some of his content and then I can vomit a little bit more and we can get the hell out of here.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Man, I've had first dates like that.
Yeah. Okay. Just rally.
Yeah,
puke and rally. Yeah. Boot and rally. Fine. Sure. Yeah. Shit. Let me think. Where to start? I guess I'll start timely because I don't want to end with a bummer. I never want to end with bummers. I want to end with happy things and.
Okay.
Fuck. I don't know. Sure.
I've had dates like that.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Good with a happy ending. After a puke and rally. Yeah. So to. Normally this month Chuck and I have been continuing somewhat the Blaxploitation History Month torch over on Extra. But unfortunately, due to our Prime podcast not happening, we haven't really had that this month. So I decided to switch gears and do some actual Black history this month. And I've watched a lot of documentaries and dramas, and then some other things that aren't anywhere on the same level of quality or reverence. But yeah, so I mean, I just,
so you've run the spectrum is what you're trying to tell us.
I'm just, I was trying to get in the spirit of the month and, and I guess first and foremost, I mean, probably the granddaddy of all things as far as like, the start of like, Black culture as far as media representation goes, I would say, where would be Roots. I finally sat down and watched the entire miniseries of Roots. And I'm not saying
this was an event.
It was an event.
70s.
Yeah. I mean, not the first. I mean, I'm just saying, like, up to that point, a lot of it was like the controversial Black character, the guest who was coming to dinner and things like that. It wasn't like, the front and center, like, we are the stars, this is our story kind of thing. So anyway, now I am going to walk around this as carefully as a later day Kunta Kinte, but I have some issues with Roots overall, and I don't think I'm completely alone in this, but I now have a new candidate for, I think, strongest thing that needs a remake, like a true, because apparently History Channel attempted something back in 2012. But I mean, like all members involved, like, let's put everything into it whole hog, like HBO miniseries / the thing is like, I want it to be on HBO or something like that because I want it to have the budget and the reverence, or I don't know if reverence is the right word. The authenticity.
Gravitas.
Yeah, the gravitas and the authenticity of everything. But I also don't necessarily I think what would be really cool is if like HBO put up the money and did it, but then simultaneously released it for free on YouTube. That's just that's my pitch.
Okay.
That's my social pitch for HBO. Make a big thing. It can't be pure misery because nobody will sit and watch 10 to 20 hours of, pure unadulterated misery. Because
we watched season 8 of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I was about to say Game of Thrones would like to enter the chat.
Sure. or Chernobyl, I suppose. But yeah.
Oh God, yeah, Chernobyl was worse.
Okay, yeah, I'm just saying, sure. I mean, but I mean, the thing is like Roots doesn't have to be nonstop punishingly bad, because I think the most interesting things are the hopeful moments in it. The that's truly what it's about. Is not showcasing the awful. It's about the perseverance of the story throughout all the awful. It's carrying on the family name and the family legacy and the family traditions and all of that. That's at the heart of it. And when you have those nice moments, it's sort of like the funniest moments in movies will come out of the saddest moments. You know, like the Steel Magnolias, here, hit her, you know, like in the middle of the crying speech or whatever. It's just like the things that will get people going the most is like when you have a sudden change. And the shift is like, because you've been watching so much misery, like when you see them like have the happy moments of family and everything, it resonates that much more. Mm-hmm. But here's where my general overall issue is. When Roots was produced, it was 1976, 77. You know, when we had a long ways to go as far as ways things were perceived. I didn't know very much about it, honestly, going in. Like I didn't know its level of real. You know, like I didn't know, like, I mean, I knew it was network television, so I honestly was just expecting like, yep, here we go, it's network television. They pulled the gloves off slightly, but you know, not really. And to their credit, it's more realistic and brutal than I was expecting. But a lot of it is painted in the wrong ways. It's like a lot of the early on, it's like, oh, we're going to have nudity and possibly show or more infer rape because we're going off this, like, it's okay because it's the old school, like, National Geographic, it's okay because they're natives thinking. When it was like, and it's like, that's gross. I mean, like, I'm not saying, you know, I think general overall prudishness towards nudity is silly, but, you know, commit, you know, like ride the line. Like if you're going to do it equally, you know, like if it's completely verboten to show a lady breastfeeding in a completely natural text, you can't just show, you know, African women topless like it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like you have to have some equality there. Anyway, so it has all of that error, and then, you know, there's just casting problems. I mean, in the very first episode, you've got OJ in a role, so that's not great. You also have Robert Reed, the dad from the Brady Bunch, so it's kind of hard to take. Some of that's a little serious, you know. Sandy Duncan, you know, just some of these people that are like, you know, we could cast better than this. Like somebody's not just quite so like, sort of silly, character actor kind of person, you know. And then the tone of the whole thing is just shifts wildly from period to period, like where it's like it'll be absolutely grotesquely awful violence where you're like, I feel absolutely nauseous, and then it's just like, oh, you know, everything wasn't so bad. And it's like, no, it was. and you know, yeah, it's just, and it's got bad soundtrack. It's got, like, the whole soundtrack is like, you know, TV score is just like, I don't know, we need sounds before the commercials come on. So every bit of soundtrack is other than like the, you know, the theme song, which I think people have heard, but like the incidental music just sounds sort of like, Michael, row your boat ashore, but like a couple notes off of it. Like it's really weird. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm not putting it down because I know it is a powerful piece. It has powerful performances. It has some of the best performances.
It's a cultural touchstone.
Yeah, it is a cultural touchstone, but it's also the kind of thing that's like, it also has some period issues that could be, you know, treated better now. Yeah.
So basically making a prestige TV version of it now.
I think so, yeah. And I think this...
getting actual actors, not like...
Well, yeah, not like History Channel level people. I'm sorry, you know. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not putting anybody down that was in that version or anything, but it's like, you know, we want to get the best of the best of the best of the best. You know, we want all of the A-listers, you know, and then some, you know.
Instead of the network TV actors who are on a contract or were hanging around the studio, kind of thing.
Well, I mean, that's what's weird is like, that's what almost all of the white actors in Roots feel like. And it's like almost all the black actors are like fucking amazing actors. Like, it's really bizarre. It's like everyone, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like everyone else is like, oh, yep, there's Lauren Green, there's Robert Reed, there's, it's just like, here's all the people you would expect from the 70s and that might do a TV movie at this point in their career, Ed Asner, and then it's just like, fucking, I mean, LeVar Burton, obviously giving one of his best performance, and then followed up by John Amos giving a fantastic performance. I mean, Leslie Uggam giving a fantastic performance, which also you get to realize how good they did the old person makeup on her when you watch the Deadpool movies. But yeah.
Wow, that is true.
Yeah. I mean, they actually did a pretty good job in her old person makeup, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's just...
Yeah, unlike the new Matrix movie.
Yeah, unlike the new Matrix movie, yeah, when like someday when Jada Pinkett is that age, we're going to be like, that was fucking awful. Yeah.
Guess what? We don't have to wait.
Yeah, we don't have to
tell
wait.
you.
Yeah, we can tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not amazing. It's not, Marvel aging technology, but for 70s TV movie, it's pretty good aging effects for keeping the actors throughout the various stages of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which includes, unfortunately, having to cast Ben Vereen to play like a 15-year-old at one point when... No. Like, I mean, they cast him for older. They're just like, just pretend he's young now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, it's the same way. No, okay, not at all the same way because this is a fucking stupid ass movie. But like I've always said, Logan's Run needs a remake. I like Logan's Run. I like Logan's Run a lot. That's why I say it needs a remake. Logan's Run's a piece of shit compared to Roots. I'm just like I'm saying I like Logan's Run. Logan's Run needs a remake. I'm just I liked Roots a lot. I'm just it is strong candidate for remake.
I mean, Michael Bay tried to remake Logan's Run.
Yeah.
But you want an actual remake that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I think it's like bring together all of the greatest creators. Like I'm not going to try to butcher names, but like the guy that made Moonlight and everybody. I mean, let Jordan Peele have some episodes. I mean, I'm just saying, like everybody, fucking everybody who's anybody who has any cred, like let them collaborate. So it's not a single. I think that's what's important is like not to have a single idea of what it's supposed to be about either. So
makes sense.
Yeah.
There is some project that came out in 2022, February 10th, called Roots.
Okay.
I don't know what it's supposed to be exactly, but...
Well, I mean, I think the 50th anniversary, I want to say the book came out 3 or 4 years before the miniseries. I'm trying to remember how many years before the mini... It was, they got the miniseries out pretty quick for the book, I want to say. But it would have been neat to, like... shoot for a 50th anniversary of either one for a remake. You could do it for the TV show at this point, but I think the book might be a bit too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was published in 1976.
Oh, okay, so literally a year earlier. So there you go. Good work, HBO. It's on you. Listen to us. Listen to me.
Interesting.
I believe in you. You can do it.
Got a few years.
Yeah. Like I said, but you also have to make it publicly available. That's on you. That's what I'm saying is like I don't want it to be shuttered away behind HBO. I want it to be like it's on network television, but I don't want it to like have to run through any kind of filter. Just put it on fucking YouTube.
Yeah. Well, it'll have a hard time on YouTube if it's quote unquote unfiltered.
No,
but...
they can get exceptions. You can mark real content creators can mark content with an age gate thing. Like there's content on YouTube with nudity and stuff. It's just age gated, but you have to know what you're doing, or like have some fucking mega power YouTube account. Yeah.
Maybe
also
HBO has one of those.
Yeah.
You're also going to need to turn comments off.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Immediately. Yeah.
Because God help me.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll run through just some of the other things I've been watching. I don't know.
Talk about some stuff you enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, really enjoyed Roots. It's just it is a thing. Let's see. Other things that were really good. I watched the John Lewis documentary that was on HBO/CNN called Good Trouble. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I watched I don't know if you would call it it's not a James Baldwin biography. And I'm also not even sure if I can say the title. That movie, from a few years ago. I am not. Yeah. It's a James Baldwin thing. Yeah.
You can say N-word.
Yeah, but not that N-word. The softer N-word. Oh. The one that was socially acceptable at one point in time that's not now. That one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, it's a
The other N word, you mean?
the soft one, the one that still has a college fund. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can say that one.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I already weighed in my 2 cents on opinions on Roots, so I'm not pressing any luck here.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so like I watched that.
Real quick,
Yeah.
there was actually a Roots miniseries in 2016 on History Channel.
Okay. I think that's what I thought it was 2012, but I think that's the one I was talking about, and I don't think. I mean, I haven't watched that one, but come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen
Yeah.
History Channel stuff, and it's like it's usually a lot of CG bullshit, and I mean CG bullshit in the worst way, like true bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean sometimes
Looking at the cast, I mean, yeah.
I bet they got a few like, oh, they're good, but yeah, not like, oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, you had like Forrest Whitaker in there, but
Sure.
you also had T.I.
Yeah, I'm sorry, no, that
Yeah,
invalidates.
Lawrence Fishburne.
I'm sorry, no, your inclusion of Ty in that it invalidates any attempt at attempt at Roots. I'm sorry.
So anyway, yes, it's been attempted, but obviously we need if somebody's going to redo it, they need to do it as an actual like real production, not this.
Yes, that's what
So
I mean.
anyway,
Yeah.
sorry.
Let's see what else. I mean, I watched that. There's a Frederick Douglass. It's again not a documentary. It's like sort of a reenactment of 3 or 4 of his speeches that was on HBO. Like I said, I've been busy. I watched a couple different Lincoln documentaries, which led me to finally just get around to watching that Spielberg movie, which was fine. Like you said, it's a completely serviceable movie, like Spielberg's been making for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I cared about like
The James
side
Spader
gang.
gang. Yeah, James
Yeah,
Spader
like
gang
his
work?
gang was. I wanted a movie about them. I
Yeah.
didn't care about Old Man Lincoln telling stories to
Oh no,
everybody.
absolutely not. Yeah, I mean James Spader just being James Spader, but you throw in John Hawkes and fucking Buster Scruggs. What's his name?
Yeah,
Fuck. Yeah, yeah, that guy. Anyway,
yeah.
oh
But
brother,
that
Roadbag.
crew,
Yeah, that 3. You just make a movie about that, about 19th century vote getting. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Vote
the
coercion.
backroom dealer
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, Mr. Bilbo and company. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, that's all fine. Yeah, and then shifting gears, like I mean, I probably have watched some other, smart things, documentary types things, but then I decided, I always have like a sitcom or something that I'm slowly marathoning. So I decided, what better time to let's start Blackish as it's about to end and. It's all available online, and it seems like a good time. Just the fact that the show's ending always is like now seems about the right time to start watching it.
Yeah,
all.
let's catch up.
Let's catch up.
If you can schedule it to catch up right as the like season finale airs, that's the best.
That's probably. I mean, there are 8 seasons, and I finished 2 so far. So
Okay.
I
So you might make
probably
it.
will be just about when they wrap up. Be either just about live or. Yeah. I could be that guy that's like finish it just in time to watch the season finale as it's live and be like, oh man, the show is so good. I've been watching it for 3 whole weeks. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, man, Blackish is, wow, what a fucking all over the place show. Like man, it is like, sometimes it is fucking so good. Like comedy wise, and other times it's like so cringy. Like it's really bizarre. It is so bizarre. Where it's like, there's a lot of times where there's jokes, and I'm like, are y'all even allowed to do that? Is anyone allowed to do this? Like, I mean, is this acceptable for anyone to be making this as a joke? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, yeah. But then it's weird because like the jokes that land are really good, and then when they have their very special episodes, goddamn, they are good. They are really good, and they deserve every fucking thing they've won. It's really bizarre, like for a show that is just like totally.
So a show where the very special episodes are actually the best ones.
Yeah. Like I mean, their police shooting one, and I think won multiple Emmys is that's a hell of an episode. Yeah, talking about how to how do you talk about that with your own kids, kind of thing. So yeah, it's a really good episode. Yeah, it's Yeah, I mean it's just a weird show because it's all over the place totally. I will say that if there's anyone that's actually black that can have the opinion without possibly being beaten upon, I think Kenya Barris, the creator of that, shares my general disinterest in Roots, or like thinking that it needs an update, like because multiple times throughout that show, just coincidentally, it's like I finished watching that show and it's like there are lots of jokes in that show about Roots, like including like one whole episode where the Anthony Anderson, Andre is his name in the show, is like on his family about not knowing enough about Black history, and then finally like convinces his wife at the end to sit down and because she's never seen Roots, and then like the little stinger thing like during the credits is basically just sitting her saying almost what I just said is like OJ's is this and that's the dad from the Brady Bunch, oh hell no, and just gets up and walks out, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just saying I think he kind of has that same like this might need an update kind of mentality, but yeah, it's a okay show and it's already got a spinoff, so it'll keep me busy. The oldest daughter got a show apparently, so she leaves somewhere
on Freeform.
Yeah, she's in something called Grownish, so she leaves somewhere and goes to college and gets her own show. So I don't know if I'll follow it there, but we'll see. And then, as was discussed, I think we were having some. Was this happening during the Super Bowl or was it around the Super Bowl? We were having some chat discussions about the existence of the Grim and Gritty Fresh Prince reboot and how.
Oh, I brought that.
Yeah. We were talking about because you need a Peacock to stream the Super Bowl, and someone was like, "What the hell is Peacock?" And they're like, "That's where you can see the Grim and Gritty Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot." Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. And having been the person that just sat through the entire original series, I figured, and the person who has a month-long Peacock subscription, I figured I was the ideal candidate. So as I stated at the onset of this. Wildly differing levels of quality of black entertainment here, and I put the hard stop honestly before Blackish, but definitely even a hard comma here from Blackish even down to this. Here's the thing: if Fresh Prince of Bel-Air didn't exist, this show would be fine. This show would be a perfectly fine, acceptable form of entertainment. But the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air exists. And it makes this fucking stupid because this is like, you can't help but watch this and just be like, man, I like this is like watching, the Grim and Gritty Full House reboot where, what was her name? JC or AC, whatever the fucking DJ. Yeah. DJ gets addicted to fucking heroin or something. And, it's just like, that's like what's fucking going on in this. It's like, it is swearing and hardcore shit is happening. Like, Carlton is snorting Xanax and has an anxiety problem, and it's.
It feels like a joke that they actually made into a real thing.
It does. I mean, that's the thing.
Like it would have been like an SNL,
I mean,
whatever those pre-recorded skits they do are.
Here's the thing.
It feels like it would have been one of those.
I get where they were coming from because I think the pitch meeting was Cobra Kai is working. That shouldn't work. Let's do this. But the thing is, like, Cobra Kai works because, in all honesty, Karate Kid is an Oscar fucking winning movie, and the show kind of works because it's kind of the cheesy continuation of it. The other thing works because it was a cheesy ass fucking show, and now you're trying to make a serious thing out of it. It doesn't really work in that direction. It just doesn't, So I mean, I like Cobra Kai. It's kind of cheesy. It's like that's why it's fun. I'm all joking aside. I mean, Karate Kid is, like I said, it is the perfect Rocky movie. It is like all Rockies have formed into Voltron and made the Karate Kid. So, yeah. But yeah,
why don't we do this next? Why don't we do a like Grim and Gritty Rugrats reboot?
Sure. Yeah, where they're all like sold into like child orphanages and human trafficking and stuff. Yeah, that'd be fun. No, I mean that's the thing is like if you, I'm gonna watch Bel-Air until my subscription runs out. I'm gonna keep up. I don't think I'm gonna finish the season or pay for it anyway to continue watching it, but I'm at least interested enough to like just kind of see if it's going to go completely off the rails at some point. I mean, you could say it did right from Jump Street, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean, I think the strangest thing is like just the dynamics of people shifting. Like, I would say, other than the actress herself being uncommonly gorgeous, Hillary was really never a character on the Fresh Prince. She just popped in and out, just to be like that fish out of water, like, proxy white character, basically. She really had no personality, like, basically, or any character arcs throughout any of that show.
Yeah, she was just a caricature that pops in.
Now Ashley is that character. Ashley has not had... Okay, I'm sorry. They decided to make her bisexual, or possibly. But other than that, like, she has, like, had zero fucking personality, like, throughout this entire show, and it's really bizarre, because it's like, and Hillary is, like, actually, as far as the show goes, kind of interesting. Like, I mean, she's like a social, whatever, media person, but, like, has a soul and is like trying to do it for the right reasons or something. It's weird. Like, and is trying to make statements and isn't vapid like her, original counterpart. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Do they still use the same theme song as the original?
No. Literally, they did like the God, what?
Did they do the slow somber?
Did they do the Breaking Bad like 5-second riff and then here's the show?
No, there was like somebody, like, they did sort of like the latest Ghostbusters thing where they, like, somebody started to say a line and then it was like interrupted, where it was like, I don't know if he, like, on the playground was where I spent most of my days or something like that, and somebody cuts him off or something like that, and that's like been the only reference to it whatsoever. Yeah, I mean, he goes to Bel Air because, like, he has to pull a gun and gets a gun wrap during the basketball game in this version, and Uncle Phil has to, like, bail him out and gets him over there. So I mean, like, that's what's happening in this version of it, and he's like running for DA, and I mean, there's like all this like drama shit in this, and Carlton is a fucking shithead in this show. Like, I mean, like, old Carlton was like the likable shithead. This new one is a fucking shithead. Like, there's nothing likable about him so far. But anyway, that's enough about that.
Boo.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's I mean, it's almost amazing that it exists, but it's also incredibly stupid that it does.
I still, I don't know how someone greenlit that concept, but we live in weird TV times. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, it's all, things are either going for prestige TV or like cringe comedy, basically. And the only comedies that seem to stick around are the ones that have been around, like Always Sunny, for whatever it is, like 18 years now or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah. Because
it costs them like $45 an episode to make it. So they're like, why not keep it on the air?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of The Office on Comedy Central recently. Just, and it was weird seeing the end seasons, and then Comedy Central literally, after showing the last episode, showed the pilot. Which was some real whiplash, because it's like Michael Scott is not a character in that at all. Like, he's not a human being. He is just this weird cipher of like uncomfortableness.
Well, especially in the first episode. I mean, the first episode was literally a rehash of the British pilot. I mean, like, almost word for word, I think. And like tonally too. Yeah. And like, yeah. And then
but even like the second and third ones are just kind of like, no. That show ended up working because it stayed on so long, and they had to actually make these characters into people. Especially him, because that in the first one, he and Dwight are just like fucking monsters.
Yeah.
They're not people. But I don't know at what point comedy shifted from telling jokes to just making people uncomfortable and just putting uncomfortable situations and things and then going, this is funny, right? And
with The Office, basically, I think
that
was
I
our
mean,
turning point.
It hasn't stopped. Like, I don't get it. Like, and like watching, like, even like Harlem Tree, you can say, like, watching Fresh Prince, it's like actual setups and punchlines and, like, writing, as opposed to just kind of like throwing people in a situation and waiting for improv to happen.
Yeah, but I mean, Fresh Prince is kind of a bad example, though, because like that always felt, that felt like half written jokes. I mean, some of the jokes were fully written. It's just like whenever they kind of felt like they didn't have a way to out, they always had the Ferris Bueller turn to the camera, which they would do periodically, or break the fourth wall thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and they also had actors who just sell the hell out of that shit.
Oh, sure.
So that makes a huge difference when you've got someone with the charisma of Will Smith selling a joke.
Yeah. I mean, comedy wise, he's a great straight man. I mean, he makes silly faces that people laughed at for a little while, but I mean, really, he's the straight man in that show, and Carlton's the comedy god. Or what was his name? Giovanni Ribisi? No, that's the other guy. It's that's the other guy. That's the dude from The Creepy Guy. So,
Yeah.
It's like that.
Man. Alfonso
Ribeiro. God damn it. I knew it was.
Oh, I didn't know you were trying to think of Carlton's name. I thought you were trying to think of some completely other dude.
Alfonso Ribeiro, Giovanni Ribisi are not that far off.
I'm not saying they are.
They both have ribs.
Yeah.
But those two dudes are so different.
Absolutely.
When I thought of Giovanni Ribisi,
well, that was just a misplaced name thing.
I know. But when you said that,
I know.
My brain went way over here.
The guy who's eternally creepy. He's he can't help it.
Yeah. But I went way over here looking for something completely different than the name of Alfonso Ribeiro. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. Also, by the way, New Jeffrey is like Jamaican, and Jamaican with a British accent, but I'm pretty sure like he's supposed to be like an SAS dude, or like I'm pretty sure he's just like straight capping dudes for the Bankses. I'm pretty sure that's the implication. Is like he's like their guy, like just fucking handle shit. Anyway,
that's so weird.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to derail back to Bel Air. I just wanted to throw that out there as far as like.
No, you're good.
No, I derailed it back there in the first place. Yeah. But I guess I guess I'm trying to say I don't like The Office.
You don't? Oh, you never liked The Office, or
which is like sacrilege now, and I don't want to watch the British Office.
Okay.
Because I feel like I would hate it now, as opposed to when I first watched it, and everything felt super, super fresh and interesting about like everything Ricky Gervais was doing. Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
I don't think I could revisit that now, because I would just be like, no, I don't want any of this. Because that one, I seem to remember it. Like Jen asked me, well, we watched that pilot, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much one of the first episodes of the British show. Mm-hmm. And she's like, is it better? And I'm like, I don't know. I like it because it's you can get through it in like a weekend. It's like whatever it is, 14 episodes, or I think something crazy like that. It's like 6 episodes for the first season, and then maybe like 10 for the second, and then the Christmas special. And they're like, all right, we're done. See ya. Mm-hmm. And there's something I like about that. Whereas, The Office, the US version, had much better drawn characters because it was on for 13 years, something like that.
I think 10 seasons, but too long. I don't think shows should go above 7 seasons. I don't care how good the show is. Should never go above 7 seasons.
The only way it should
that's
is
my hot take. Unless it's the news or Saturday Night Live, or what.
I think the only way you can do that is if you've cycled out the entire cast.
Well, yeah.
If you've reached a point where it's just like it's set up in some way where it's the same show and the same setting, but you literally don't have anybody left from the first season. Because I think that's like why Cheers worked, is because when Diane left, they brought in what's her face, Kirstie Alley, and then suddenly that kind of like reinvigorated a lot of things and gave someone everyone else could play off of.
Was that 8 years or 9? Fuck, yeah.
What's that?
I mean, shows we think of for having been on forever. Yeah, shows being on for over 7 years used to be really, really, really rare.
Yeah. Cheers was just syndicated to absolute death.
I mean, Cheers wasn't on like as long as Friends was or anything like that.
Well, I mean, the main thing back then was getting to 5 years, because you got 100 episodes and then you could do syndication. Yeah. So it was about reaching that 5th season, because, the first 4 would have like 24 episodes. So you were just those few episodes short. And then now I don't even know how syndication would work anymore. I don't know how anything works.
Who knows?
So speaking of, in a vague way, speaking of syndication and syndicated television, like, so I've mentioned that I spent a little time in the hospital, and when you're in the hospital and have nothing but a telephone and the TV, you get real bored of your phone real quick.
I would think so.
And especially when the charging cable isn't long enough to reach you from. Yeah.
No.
Um, yeah. So bring a 10-foot charging cable with you to the hospital. Um,
Noted.
but so TV is about the only thing that's there, and the selection of channels in the hospital is really bad. But the selection of channels on regular TV is really bad as well, and
A lot of lawyer commercials.
the programming on TV in general, just cable television, is fucking atrocious. Like, I think I've ranted about this a little bit before, but like every time I go over to my dad's house or somewhere where I'm stuck, where there's not like, I can't easily plug into YouTube or Netflix or something.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to watch regular TV, like if you don't have a specific program that you want to watch, is a fucking nightmare. It's the worst experience you could ever possibly have.
Well, I don't know about that, but we see back to first, discussion of this episode.
Ever.
Okay, the worst,
Ever.
the worst experience you could possibly have trying to, enjoy entertainment in a.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know what you mean.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know
right.
what you mean.
I know, hyperbole.
Right.
Stuff,
I'm not
right.
comparing to the Holocaust yet. I'll get there. But like every channel is always on commercial. All the time. It's always a commercial. If it's not a commercial, it's a vaguely reality themed show like House Flippers Junior International Turkish Edition.
When's that on?
Babies. There's a channel that's just the Babies channel, which is fine but weird. But like,
wait, like they just show babies, or it's programming for babies?
It's programming about babies.
Oh, what?
Nothing but.
But there's not much about.
That sounds
babies.
horrifying.
There's a lot about babies, like raising babies and how to cook them and prepare them.
Oh, so
I guess,
okay, so
probably.
it's like, so it's not really about the babies because they don't really have any life experience.
No,
that would
it's
be a
about
really
baby.
bad show.
Yeah, it's about babies.
Babies in the confessional. They're just
Right.
like, well, how did that make you feel?
It's not about individual babies. It's about babies in general.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe that's just a hospital thing, but I assume it's on somebody's cable package. But
Are there like baby tips? Are they like, don't drop them?
Yeah. Don't shake them.
yeah, pretty much.
Mind the
Yeah.
medulla oblongata.
Yeah, but there's so much programming that is just so inane that it's not even like background garbage. Like I understand like HGTV background garbage. I was specifically looking for that so I could just tune out and try not to worry about the situation I was in.
Oh no, somebody took out a load-bearing wall. What will we
Right.
do?
But like there's so many channels that are so far even below that, and all of it is in service of playing a commercial every 2.5 minutes, and then once the show comes back, you get 30 seconds of show, and then it breaks to another minute of commercial. Then it comes back for 2.5 minutes of show, and then breaks for 2.5 more minutes of commercial. So it's not even like before you used to have like 4 minutes of TV and 90 seconds of commercial, then 4 minutes of TV and 90 seconds of commercial. There's just practically no TV anymore. There's no program anymore. The only channel that I found was some channel it could have been Comedy Central, maybe not, I don't know, that was just showing The Office. That was all it seemed like that channel showed. And it was the only one that even came close to respecting normal commercial breaks, because I guess they were already, they're already kind of pre-programmed in there.
Yeah.
And even that, you always got what do they call them, violators all over the place.
Yep.
Where you'd get a little guy coming in to yell at Spawn or whatever, and then the commercials are absolutely trash. What I'm saying is I hate television right now, and television should be abolished. It's pretty much the only thing that I can stand is uninterrupted like Netflix style programming. Even Hulu for the most part that isn't premium.
Can I echo onto that and say
Sure.
I didn't watch the entire thing, but this year's Super Bowl was chintzy as fuck. Like,
Oh, as far as like the commercials?
no,
and the
fucking
production?
everything. Like, it was just like, do you guys fucking know how to make television? I mean, like,
Was it a Fox Super Bowl?
I guess it was NBC because it was on
NBC.
Peacock. Yeah,
NBC. Okay.
it was bad. Like, I mean, the tone, just everything was wrong. Like, just everything about directing that was like a horrible way to do a live event. I don't know. I can't even like totally put
Because the Bengals were in it.
Yeah, it's just like there was no anything. There was no weight to anything. Like they didn't do any of like the music stings or any of the like the bio things they usually do to like make you invested. It was just like now the game's about to happen, and then if you stick around, Dr. Dre and the people that are pissed off at each other will get on some mobile homes together.
I like that halftime show though.
Okay.
I
But I
I
mean,
enjoyed
apparently there's some serious.
I liked.
Apparently,
I
there's some
liked Fitty
serious beefs happening there
Yeah.
amongst members.
I
of
just
that.
enjoyed Fitty being introduced upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that mirrors the music video for that song.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
upside down in as well,
Oh.
Yep.
which is why he was
And,
upside down there.
and I appreciate Eminem being the only one who couldn't keep it by his mouth when doing his lip syncs. Because he'd be holding the microphone at his hip and he'd be call and responding himself. And I'm like, okay. The other ones at least sold it well.
Yeah, I don't know. It was whatever. I just mean the whole thing just felt bleh. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like
Honestly,
I mean, for something that's like supposed to be the top thing where it's like, you know, showcase not only the best sports things but like the best of broadcasting. It was like this is the best we have now. I mean, I don't know if this is like
I'm curious
pandemic related or if it's just like nobody else knows how to fucking do live television anymore.
I don't know. The commercials kind of suck
Yeah.
too. I mean,
They did.
that one with Arnold as Zeus, they showed that 5 times,
Yeah,
which is like, why would you even pay to just show the same thing to me 5 times? That doesn't even make any sense.
Or the stupid
I have a feeling
QR code that bounced around the screen for 45 seconds.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I
I
know-
knew it was crypto too. Like, if you didn't know what it was fucking crypto.
Yep.
Because they're the only ones, and that's the thing. Maybe is they're the only ones willing to just blow that money. Like all the other companies, they have like actual metrics and people that do this research on marketing that know. Guess what? This really isn't going to pay off very well for you. Whereas the crypto guys are like, we sold some bitcoins. We scammed a bunch of people with NFTs. We got money. Buy a Super Bowl commercial. Why not?
Right.
Keep this
I think-
pyramid going.
I think the Super Bowl commercial is losing its cultural cachet. I think
Sure.
we'll be done with that as a big deal within the next 5 years or so.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because they're all online anyway. It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
And
I don't think I don't necessarily show up for that. I felt the whole entire production was just bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
All I
think
know
it's
is that
because-
Doctor Strange one sold me. That commercial, I was like, oh my god, I need to see Doctor freaking Strange now. Of course, I need to see Spider-Man first, but
Yeah. I didn't really pay attention to the commercials during the Super Bowl this year, which is, you know, for one, they're all online like 2 weeks before. And so
yeah.
if I don't have to watch them as an appointment, you know, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a point to watch them during the game. I'm going to do something else during the commercial break, which is the exact opposite of what they want you to do. They want you to sit there during the commercial break and watch them. So why do they release them 2 weeks ahead of time on
Mhm.
YouTube? I don't get it.
Just get all eyes on it because they figured there's going to be certain people that are never going to watch the Super Bowl but are interested in that. And other people that are committed to the Super Bowl regardless and don't know what the fuck a computer is.
Yeah, but they could. I mean, everybody can use YouTube now.
Well-
My dad watches YouTube videos while he's watching Bigfoot shows. It's weird, but build the hype. Don't put them on. Don't put them online. Build the put asses in seats hype. You know, Doritos tease the fact that you're going to have a wild and wacky Super Bowl ad, and people will tune in to watch your wild and wacky Super Bowl ad. If you say we've got a wild and wacky Super Bowl ad and then release it literally everywhere that isn't the Super Bowl, people are going to watch it there first and not give a shit.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I also my suspicion as to why the Super Bowl wasn't a big deal, didn't feel like a big deal, is it was the Bengals and the Rams, and nobody gives a shit. So they decided,
Oh, I
like,
wouldn't have given a shit about any team being in it. I mean, to be honest with you,
right.
I was looking at it. Yeah, I was just
But
watching
the
it like a
markets for
sports
those
thing.
teams, are not nearly as big as the NFL wants. The NFL wants New England versus Tampa Bay, or New England versus the Chiefs, because they're hot teams. Nobody cares about the Rams and the Bengals, so they're probably like, okay, I guess you can have Super Bowl Sunday off.
But
Best
shouldn't
cameraman.
the best teams be the hot teams?
You would think, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
not at all the way it works. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the Cowboys were the most popular team in the world for a long time,
They had cheerleaders.
despite them sucking. Yeah.
That's why.
But I'll go ahead and wrap up the rest of what I have to talk about, since I'm still talking. And
Sure.
that is what's behind me on the live stream, which is the Jacksonville Film Festival. A friend of mine came down with COVID and couldn't use her tickets, so she was like, "Hey, would you like to go see this block of independent films at the Jacksonville Film Festival?" And I said, "Hell yeah, that sounds like fun." So I got to see the Grave Robbers block, and I don't know exactly why they called it the Grave Robbers block, except for the fact that these were generally dark and generally foreign, and that seems like an interesting name.
Hmm.
But the five films were A Night in Cosmico, Magdalenas, Myrtle, Iniquity, The Burial. It was six, and Entre les Tombs. Um,
Is it what was that? Is that French one? Is that French in the last one there?
yeah, Entre
Okay.
les Tombs.
Okay.
Um,
I always need to be prepared to sprechen things. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know how none of these have anything to do with Jacksonville, as far as I can tell. So I was really confused by that in the first place. I thought this was going to be sort of a locally themed.
Oh no, no, no,
No.
no, no, no places film festival.
No
is-
film festival ever does that.
Yeah, I mean, not even LA could
Sorry.
sustain that because most things in LA aren't even set in LA.
Right. That's what I was hoping and thinking, but I was very wrong. Also, I'm wondering, like, everything has like a production company and 100 people that works on it, or that have worked on it, like in the credits. And all of the sound is really bad. And I know sound is hard. But I was really surprised that every one of these had bad sound.
Was it?
And I don't
the
think it was
place?
just the venue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was all in different ways.
Okay.
And I know, like, okay, like 48-hour film festival, most of those have bad sound because it's hard to get, hard to
Because
get
you
your
don't-
shit together.
And you don't have time to ADR everything.
Exactly. It was very, very strange that most of these had really bad sound. But enough shitting on them as the films, like, most of them were pretty good despite that. Like, a night in Cosmico, I didn't really get the point of. It's kind of about it's about a student who's trying to study for an exam, so he goes to a bar to study, but the bar isn't busy, and there's this TV show that's on in the background that's one of those, like, call in and you'll win 30,000 euros in a trip. And so he calls in and they pick him and he knows the answer, but he doesn't answer. And some other stuff goes on, but the motivations are really confusing. And just the actions of everyone in this little film are very, very strange. It's hard to grasp.
Were these all feature length things or shorts?
No, these are all shorts. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah. Yeah. These are all like 15, 20 minutes max. The next one was called Magdalena's, and it's about a few friends who get really, really high at home. One goes to one goes to get some cookies and discovers something on his way, and this one is probably the one of the more simple, I guess. Even though it's got some minor complications, but it's about half of it is just shot in a bathroom. You know, like three guys chilling out in a bathroom, and it's really actually funny. The guys are really good at acting like scared stone dudes, and I had a lot of fun watching it. Most of these are not in English, and the subtitles are sketchy at best. Like they're not super well translated, but you get the point.
Yeah.
But some of the translations, some of the mistranslation stuff is a little bit weirdly funny and distracting. But like I said, you get the point. The next one is called Myrtle, and I actually really don't want to say much about this because it's really good. There's a woman. It's basically a woman in a kitchen making a meal, and she's describing the meal generally directly to the camera, and it's almost feels like a disturbing kitchen or disturbing cooking show for a minute, but it's a how do I say stuff without describing too much about it? There's a reason that she's preparing this meal, and you really ought to watch it because I found myself quite affected uh, at the end of it. It was pretty, yeah, it was an experience, and I think it's quite possibly the best of the bunch. So definitely worth checking out. I don't know where you can find it. You can probably find it on Vimeo or something. There's another one called Iniquity, which is looks like a UK thing, and I understand it and I can see kind of what they were going for, but they kind of fell on their face. It's about a guy who has a sort of sketchy past, and he's trying to stabilize his life, but everything is falling apart around him, and it would have done much better with a feature length treatment rather than trying to cram everything that happens in that in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah, that's the problem with shorts is sometimes they're reaching too far with them.
Well, sometimes
Yeah,
I mean sometimes they're just commercials. They want to make it as a documentary or
Yeah.
a full length thing.
Yeah, and that's fair. It's possible it could have been because there's some good acting in it. Like there's some good impassioned acting in Iniquity. It's just the subject matter is a little too dense, I think, or the journey is a little too dense to feel like it makes any sense through a like 20-minute production. The next one is called The Burial. It's Spanish, and it's
It's El Burial.
yes, El Enterrado or whatever. So it's basically it's like two hitmen making a guy bury a grave, and I feel like this one is kind of a bit of a comedy, and it's really worth a watch. It's very charming. I really like I really like the way it ends, and that's all I'll say about it. But it's it's super enjoyable. And then the one I think that ends up having the
Like that one could be called Good Fellows because they're Spanish. Well, they're digging a grave. Yeah, all right.
yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
It's conjugation.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's conjugation.
you
Joke.
get a.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you 3
That's not a
stars
conjugation.
for
Actually,
that.
that's not conjugation. That's
No,
yeah, masculine, feminine. I don't know what that's called. Whatever.
genderization.
Sure, genderization.
And so the last one, the Entre les Dunes, the French one, it's about a cemetery keeper who is visited by someone looking for a grave, and this one actually turned out to be the most interesting, and I think had some of the probably the best acting out of all of them. It's again, a lot of these have a sort of, you know, bit of a twist at the end, or in the middle sometimes. So it's hard to talk about them without giving too much away. But um, I think most people will actually enjoy Entre les Tombes, um, because it's a little bit dark. It's interesting. The performances are pretty good, and there's some good light comedy to it, and there's also a strong touch of sappiness. There's a I can't remember the word for it, or the word that I'm trying to use anyway, but um, there's a little bit of heart to it, is what I think I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It was definitely that one, and Myrtle made it worth the price of admission. Well, which was free for me, but it also was worth spending a couple hours out in public with. Um, so all of those, I guess, if you put them all in blender and ask me to pour an opinion out, it was they're overall okay.
So it's representative of Jacksonville, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, there's some.
you got what you wanted. You just didn't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The weird thing is the vibe at the film festival, because I got there a few minutes ahead of time so I could get some popcorn and a soda, because I don't go to a movie theater without popcorn and soda. I don't care if it's
Of course.
snooty independent shorts. But I just hated the vibe there. It was all like people talking about going to LA, and it was just people who were like into the Jacksonville film scene. I did see one guy that I know, who's actually a really cool guy. I like him a lot. But everybody else was just fucking insufferable. It's like the conversations I was having to listen to. I wish I had headphones that would deafen me permanently so that I never have to hear those conversations again.
Nice.
But I guess you have to be a certain way to to do certain things. So,
I guess, but yeah, so it felt more like those people weren't there to see the movies; they were just there to say they had been there.
right, they were there to see the other people that were going there to be seen by other people, to
Yeah,
see other people, to be seen by other people. It didn't feel like they gave a shit about what line they were standing in, what they were going to see. It was people who wanted to be in the industry.
Well, I think it's.
yeah,
I mean, I don't think there's anything different than people in the art community that aren't there for the art. I mean, like
yeah,
that are there to I must obtain it all, so therefore I'm the best, and or look at how much this is worth, and it's like it's fucking art. Its value is intrinsic.
It's worth nothing.
Yeah, like
Art is worth $0.
it really is.
yeah. I mean, I'm just if ever you want to know a definition for the word intrinsic, it's art and value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just think in terms of like concerts. Like there's so many people that just go to say they've been to this artist as opposed to actually giving a shit about what the artist is doing on the screen.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the people that I
Right.
used to know this when I used to go to a lot of concerts, only because it was like I was into a lot of bands. I was still always going to see the band and or a band that I had heard good things about. I never just was like, "What's this? I don't know. I'll go." And then there was just like the people that would be there every fucking time, and it's like, I know you can't be into all this music. You're just here at the club, no matter what fucking show is happening. Yeah.
Well, I
Which
mean,
makes no sense because, like, if you're here to drink, what the fuck is wrong with you? Beers are like $8.
yeah, you paid $10 to get in,
Yeah.
and then you paid $8 for a beer. I mean, there is something to be said for that, to like going to a bunch of local shows,
Sure.
just because you might catch something cool. That's something that I would actually really like to do. And I was all gung ho to basically do that, like go to at least a show a month. But then, COVID reared its head. So I kind of couldn't really do that again. But yeah, it just felt like a lot of people there to see people and be seen, not really
Yeah.
see the films. And the guy introducing the block, he like came in and was like, "All right, here's a block of films. If you have any questions for me, don't. Bye."
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, you said you went to the Jacksonville Film Festival. I was like, I didn't even hear about it.
Oh no.
And I used to be hooked into that community somewhat because I did their program a couple times. Like I've
Yeah.
worked with, and it was always a rotating cast of people that were behind it, but
Right.
I didn't even
You
know.
know,
I didn't even know we
just
still had one. To
heard
be honest with you,
nothing about it.
What's that?
I didn't know we still had
What's that,
one. I
Harlan?
mean, the last time I had anything to do with it, I want to say they hosted most of the events at the Florida Theater. Does that sound right, Mackie? It was like
Yeah.
for a venue, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one was at
Wh-
San
I mean,
Marco.
if you're not from here, that's like a cool ass old style theater, like kind of Lincoln would get shot in. But like,
It's a fucking movie house.
but yeah, but it's like it's not a good theater like for watching movies. Really, I mean, it's like we've.
Oh, no.
I'm saying like it would be a better like theater than a movie
Yeah.
theater. But
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, the Florida Theater, I believe, was built specifically for movies,
was it?
if I remember my history correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's weird.
But yeah, but like back in the 30s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
1928, I think.
Probably when there was an orchestra pit because someone was playing the piano along with the music or with the movie.
Right. But yeah, this was held at San Marco Theater, and it was in their small theater, which was also news to me. I had no idea that San Marco Theater had opened a second
I didn't
screen.
know that either.
I didn't know you
Yeah.
could have a smaller screen than their main screen.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, I used to love going to movies there, but I
Yeah.
haven't been in
Well,
10
I think
years.
I loved it because it was the first time I ever went to a place that was like, hey, they have food and alcohol with the movie. Now it's not
Yeah.
like a thing anymore, and now you just
Yeah.
look in and go like, yeah, that's a nasty ass theater.
I haven't been in their main theater in a long time, but I don't know. I would have rather been at Sunray because it's closer, and their second theater I think is nicer.
Mhm.
Their second theater is smaller in like footprint. Like the Sunray second theater is smaller in footprint, but the screen is about the same size and the sound is better.
Yeah.
But man, if I go back to the Jacksonville Film Festival, I will arrive the moment my block starts and leave the moment it ends for everything.
It's probably a
I'm
good idea.
not sticking around.
Oh no, you just need to bring your own insufferable posse of assholes. They can just like
So you guys,
yeah.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
volunteering.
You guys
I
can
mean,
come
with that turn of phrase, I mean, I thought it was self-evident.
But yeah, that's those are about all the interesting things that I have to talk about.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I got rapid fire thoughts on the rest of my stuff because like I said, I've watched a shitload of things, but let me preface it first just to kind of direct. This is not a brag. I just want to expand upon why I've been rewatching or watching certain things. over Christmas, I basically ordered myself a Christmas present in the form of an Atmos soundbar, which we will eventually, hopefully, maybe I'll be able to enjoy some movies
Nice.
in the BMFcast world. I hope one of our first movies back together will be some big budget thing we can make fun of. But
It's not.
it's not okay. Cool. Well, one of the first ones.
I will, when we're off the air, I will tell you what the next
Okay.
few
Check
movies
the
are.
chat.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been rewatching all the things like trying to, that whole like, oh, let's re-experience this for the first time and see what the sound is like. Highlights of that have been both Blade Runner movies, honestly. Because I mean, the thing about Atmos is it's not like 5.1 felt like, oh, this is where you take it from stereo and it's like everything has to hit you in the face. Atmos is more like a gentle caress with everything. So like the rain effects and the sound effects and the music, the mixing and those are just phenomenal. Like, I mean, they're like peak, like this is how you do sound in movies. So I would just say like those are probably some of your best examples of like even the original. It's amazing that they made the original sound as good as it did in Atmos. But that movie's also been touched an ungodly number of times since its original release, so doesn't surprise me. Along those lines, I've also rewatched the John Wick trilogy.
Yeah.
I will say, now this is going to sound slightly sacrilegious. In hindsight, I don't think John Wick number one is a very good movie. In hindsight, like when it came out, great. John Wick 2 and 3 are light years better in so many other ways. Like, I think when you go back and you watch the first one, you realize, I mean, besides the fact that you just want to skip the entire first 20 minutes, because once you've experienced it once, it's like, got it, go murder people. But then you realize like the entire soundtrack is fucking Tyler Bates and Marilyn Manson just being shitty together, and it's like, and it's like just everything's so green and muted and everything, and I love that like everything turned up the Dolby Vision and because I think John Wick 2 is like a damn near perfect action movie in hindsight. Like, in fact, I've actually almost become inspired to make an action geography video because we've talked about it so much, because John Wick 2 has some of the best you will ever see. In fact,
Yeah.
there is a point where he is fighting in the sewers, subways, whatever you want to call them, like after he does his big execution. I won't say anything more than that, but where I knew a guy was behind a column because of the action geography. Like, John Wick didn't know he was there. I knew he was there and it was like, it's this super fast paced thing. And I was like, you missed a guy. And then this guy gets John Wick in the back. And I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like that in the back of my, cause it's been a while since I've seen it. Just watching it, I went, you missed a guy. Like, and I was counting, like, you'd be like right there with like, you're out of bullets. Like, everything is fucking perfect. It is like the attention to detail in that movie is insane. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, I think that's one of the best action movies, but anyway, back on the
That was 2?
Yeah, I think John Wick 2. I mean, 3 has some great set pieces, but I think 2 is like the almost perfect movie. I mean, as far as like, I think that'll be the best John Wick thing we ever get going forward. I mean, honestly, because we've said that. I think John Wick's getting a little too crazy. It's about to get, it's just like now the entire world is out to kill John Wick. I just think 2 is like, it's perfect.
It has the same problem the Matrix had, is that they think everyone cares about their lore more than they do. Yeah. Where it's kind of like, we're not really there for that. We're there to see him shoot dudes in the chest and head.
Yeah.
And then the chest again.
Yeah. And like that, and do it swiftly and awesomely. And sometimes we'll have to break a guy's arm before shooting him in the chest and head.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Or punch a knife into a guy's face. I think he does that once. Like, guys holding the knife, they're having that fight.
Oh, he does the slam thing.
He just punches the knife. Yeah. Or maybe it was into his chest, but still they're having that, like, strength of will. And he's like, you know what fixes this? One punch.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but those are great. What other rapid fire? Okay, so watched a bunch of other things. Skip all those just to get down to wildly different, but 2 movies that somebody big came out with in the same year. Ridley Scott came out with 2 movies last year. I watched them both. They're vastly different, wildly different movies.
I know it was House of Gucci. What was the other one?
He also made The Last Duel. Came out last year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And he blamed millennials because it failed.
The Last Duel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. House of Gucci, it's fine. I think me and a lot of the world I couldn't be bothered to give less of a shit about any of the Gucci's or any of their problems or anything. That being said, the
Not even
performances
Gucci Mane.
maybe Gucci Mane. Yeah, Gucci Primary
Okay.
might be different. Yeah,
Okay.
that's entirely different. But that entire movie, I couldn't help but watch it and go like, why isn't Martin Scorsese or Francis Ford Coppola directing this movie? Like, it's just weird because like you ever see a movie and you're like, the wrong director's directing this. Like this isn't your movie, my man. Like because everything about that is like screams Martin Scorsese coffee table book. Like I am obsessed with the details and how Italian this is, and I don't know. It's just everything's fine about it. It's just when it was all over, it was like that was a thing that I will instantly forget about and never think about ever again. It's fantastic. So glad you guys made that. The Last Duel, however, is fucking great. That is a really good movie. Like that is like essential viewing. It's like completely opposite opinion. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that movie is fascinating in so many different ways. I mean, I think it's been said that like, the whole thing is basically just, it's a Me Too allegory set in 14th century France, because that seems like what you would do. The whole thing's done in 3 acts. It is basically 2 knight level people. I don't know, I'm not going to get into whether they're full on, recognized knights at the time or not. I don't care. 2 knight level people.
And shit.
They got swords and shit. I'm just saying they might still be squires, whatever. Don't care. Basically, one guy's married to Jodie Comer. It's I'm trying to think. Matt Damon and Adam Driver. Matt Damon is married to Jodie Comer. And it's basically told 3 different ways. It's basically told the story, like basically Jodie Comer's character.
It's Rashomon.
Huh? Yeah, it's Rashomon. It's like she basically gets assaulted and raped and brings it to the church or whatever, the governing bodies, and it's basically like the story told 3 different ways, like the truth of this person, the truth of this one, and then finally the fucking truth from the lady. And it's just fascinating how it's done. It's just a really good movie. So it's a uncomfortable movie, of course, but it's a really good movie. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, yes, I'm glad you made this movie, unlike that other thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a tough sell. I mean, like if you, to say like, watch this long ass epic, dirty ass, in the mud nights thing, but if you stick with it, it's worth it. That's the thing. It's like, it's one of those secret, like the setting is not what you're there for. It's the message, like forget the setting and just realize what you're there for. So, yeah, I think that's it. I mean, yeah, like I said, I wanted to try to end on good things. Like I liked almost all those. Like House of Gucci is just kind of pointless. Like it's just one of those where it's like, yeah, great, bye. Okay, but still like seeing Adam Driver work. Like, I mean, I'm realizing that like Adam Driver and I mean, I don't know that like his status in the social world anymore. But like Adam Driver and Shia LaBeouf would be good brothers, and I don't know if Shia LaBeouf's a complete shithead now or not. So I apologize if he is. I haven't been keeping up with his status.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knows.
Okay,
is he a shithead or just a weirdo?
Well, there was a whole thing with like his ex-girlfriend Twiggy or whatever, FK Twigs, said something about he was just a shithead.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to keep. It was hard to keep up. A lot of things were coming out, and a certain point you're like, I don't care that much about Shia LaBeouf to let it maintain my life.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they would play good. They would play good brothers is all I'm saying if he's not a shithead. I'm just saying that would be a good movie to make.
Fair enough. Anybody got anything else? Or are we pretty much wrapped up?
Nah. Looking forward to hopefully being back in the studio next week.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to bring it back around. This is a callback. I forgot one very, very last and completely controversial thought on Roots. So Ian McShane is in that as a very, very young man, obviously.
What?
Yeah. I didn't know that young man Ian McShane looked exactly like Rufus Sewell or however you say that guy's name from like Dark City
Oh,
and stuff.
really?
Holy shit! Like I was like that came on and I was like, no, this is 77. That guy, there's no way that guy is that young. And then when I looked at the credits, I was like, that's fucking Ian McShane. I literally thought it was that guy. I was like,
That's crazy.
I was like, thought he was some kind of weird time traveler or something, and turns out it's just Ian McShane. But anyway, so look up a young picture of him and you'll see what I mean. If you even remember who the fuck he was, Rufus Sewell was gonna be a thing, but then wasn't.
I remember him.
Yeah, one of those weird flash in the pan people.
Yep.
Anyway, random thought.
Awesome. So,
Yes,
yeah, studio, we return next week.
we do.
It happens to be our 13th anniversary.
What?
Nothing but good luck for us.
Yeah, 13th year is going to be the charm because 12 and 11
Yeah, not so much.
didn't work out so much.
Maybe we should do it like elevators and we just skip the 13th year. We'll just go right to 14.
I don't know. Something about 13 seems lucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
That'll probably be. We'll probably be in the middle of like the live stream when nuclear war is
Yeah,
announced.
we're gonna get COVID 13.
Yeah,
It's the prequel that sucks even more somehow.
right.
Because all prequels do.
But regardless of what may or may not happen that night, you should tune in if you are out there in TV land, because there's nothing good on television. That's youtube.com/BMFcast. Go there and ring the bells so you're notified when we go live somewhere between like 9 and 9:30 probably.
Correct.
We will be on your digital television screen, courtesy of YouTube. And we got new cameras for the studio, so we will look so much better. And by that,
I'm a
we'll
minor
look so
preview
much
right
worse
now.
because,
We'll all be in 4K. Well,
Yeah.
we'll all be in 1080p that combines to be 4K.
Yes, we're gonna
Right.
we're gonna combine up to
That's-
4K.
that's then
Yes.
downscaled because American internet is awful. But anyway,
Mine isn't.
yeah, true.
Then you must
Yeah,
not be American.
I guess not.
See?
That's fine. I'm over it anyway.
Okay.
So.
But anyway, we're excited to be back in the studio. We're excited for some studio updates.
Yeah.
Um,
And if they wanted to email us or get us some correspondence, what would they do, BJ?
Oh, you could email bmf@bmfcast.com. Talk about our amazing 13 years and how much you'll miss us when nuclear winter consumes all of us and you can't watch or listen to podcasts anymore.
Yes. Why
And if
why
you
will,
want-
why will we be specifically the thing that you miss when nuclear winter happens?
Tell us. Or you could call and tell us. You could tell us you're dying from radiation poisoning last wish at 910-5-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. Tell us about which which robot you look forward to pirate. God, that was going to be so funny if I didn't fuck it up. Which robot you look forward to piloting in the future wars. 910-556-9263. And
like it.
if you think that currency will last past nuclear winter, you can go to patreon.com/BMFcast and sign up to help us fund our war wagons.
Yeah. Clearly it won't. So I mean, you might as well just give it to us all now. I mean,
That's a good point.
We're on the
That's a good
precipice at this point. Yeah.
I believe you can sign up for like a year at a time on Patreon now, so you
sure.
could do that.
Yeah, you might as well.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Before, give us your real U.S. dollars before the only thing we're allowed to spend is Bitcoin, or rubles, or rubble.
I hate it here. I hate it so much.
The world is on fire almost. Ain't that
Yeah.
grand? Anyway, stay safe, be happy. We love you. We'll see you soon.
All right. Let's get out of here then. I'm Harlow.
Okay.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and this is Variety Hour. Away!
You got some bad cracking going on there.
Oh yeah, I was
Oh,
peaking. I was peaking very hard.
C Mike's, where you been? C Mike's 916.
Oh, well,
Good night to you as well, friend.
I'm gonna stop my recording now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Stop.
Yeah. Save.
Recorded audio was lost at the labeled locations.
Wait, did that person
Other-
change names and then comment again? Because I told him to go the fuck away. Oh, I guess it timed out. Fuckers.
Yeah, I don't know what I put him in timeout.
Yeah, I did too.
Sweet. Audacity. Recorded audio was lost at labeled locations. Possible causes. Other applications are competing with Audacity for processor time. You are saving directly to a slow external storage device. Wow. Yeah, good luck, Chuck. This has, all right, sweet. 7,462 instances of dropped audio. So he's probably going to have to use your recording
Ouch.
if you have one, Harlow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm recording the studio track and the computer track.
It probably sounded about as good as it does on this shitty thing, so. Oh well. I'll save it and see what he can salvage out of it.
That sucks.
It does. But that's probably because Chrome is running on Jen's instance of this machine, and that's that. I appreciate that it didn't say anything until after I hit stop.
Right. He was too busy trying.
Yeah. You record an hour and a half. Fuck you. I'm curious
What the
now.
fuck is that? Oh, yeah, that was that thing.
Yeah. This audio is screwed. I'm just going to send it to Chuck. Maybe he can pull something out of it, but that poor guy.
We'll just have to remember to send the Harlow. Just remember to send
Yeah.
your audio over to.
Oh, I always do. I always send it just so he has a marker for time.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right. Best part is I have everything else quit except our variety hour live stream,
Yeah.
and it did not matter. Yeah, it had problems from the get-go. Fucking shit, man.
Fucking shit.
I hate computers.
I wonder if that was what was causing your
My dropouts?
robot noise originally. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be, but
I mean, that thing may require more processing power as it knows it's not getting it. It might be fucking up so that there's a problem.
yeah.
Just so you
Yeah.
know.
All right, well, either way, I'll drop Chuck this trash file.
Trash file.
You would
All right,
think
I
it was-
accidentally named mine 44, so hopefully that doesn't confuse Chuck.
I think that's the name of this one. I was wrong.
Oh, okay. You were
It is
wrong.
44.
Yeah, I think it's because I started to go make the live stream through the browser, and then it was like when I hit go in the program, it was like I want to do it all within here, so it already kept the new updated name I gave it.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
who knows?
will only be a problem next week, I guess.
Yeah, we won't worry about it.
Yeah, it would make sense if
Because I sounded normal when I was speaking to you guys, right? Like you weren't hearing
Yeah.
dropouts or anything crazy.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, that one's
that's all I need then.
I mean, that one is dropping out, but yeah.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Nothing like horrible.
But normal like Skype, Zoom type
Yeah.
dropouts rather than like
Yeah.
Yes. No
choppy bullshit you were hearing
wholesale
earlier.
chunks missing.
Yeah. Oh well.
Let me in the live stream, because I think there was something we wanted to say, not on the air, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Goodbye. If you're still around, bye.
Good night, Internet. It was nice to be with you for a while.